half to the resonance, so I guess we're moving to end the game.
Ready.
Destroy them, erase them in the name of our sire. I'm guessing these are followers of the changing gods and the first ones. Rima Cairo. Glaive you met in Milabe stares at you with wild fury and no sense of recognition, as though you were her most hated enemy.
Another one. You've come too late to help the traitors. Kill him too.
You're trapped in an illusion, Rima. None of this is real.
Deceitful as the first herself. My mind is clear, and I see you for her avaricious liar you are.
Okay. Defeat Rima or find a way to free her from the labyrinth's illusion. So, we try to talk with her. I need to see my options, so... Oh, please. Base attack? No. How do you talk with her then? She has the dialogue thing, but I certainly can't do it. So,
let's go on. Show them what we've learned.
As you approach the crystals, their facets twinkle in the moonlight. Slow pulses of aquamarine light radiate from the center, the patterns even repetition, instilling a remarkable sense of clarity. The fabrications of the labyrinth become crystal clear the closer you come to the crystals. What's more, you feel the weight of energy inside the crystals trying to escape. There's power here if you release it. Smash. Smash open the crystal to release it. Do it. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not you though. Jesus fuck. This is a tough one. We don't really have a strength-based character here anymore. Beer might be the, no, actually I might be the best one suited for this.
Sure enough. It's all in the flick of the wrist.
Missed one. Hopefully I can destroy this. Oh yeah. Just a second. And the blow creates hairline fissures on the surface. The pulsing continues unabated, but the crystal's tensile strength can't hold against many more strikes like that. But it could hold against that one. Action smash. Right. Nakina is next. I don't see me being able to do a lot much here. Just move out of the way.
Go.
Well, I'll certainly not attack them.
You won't notice I'm gone.
Yeah, this is not gonna work. A waste of strength too, but I suppose what the fuck am I going to do? Might as well give it a try. It might succeed. It might. Makina might die unless, but no, she'll attack him. Okay, you attack with the left click, you talk with the right click. They have this dialogue option available. Well, it's nice to know at this point of the game. Slap her to her face. Your palm connects with Raima's cheek, and the shout of rage she emits makes you consider the wisdom of this approach. Then she blinks and looks around her in confusion. Then her glow returns, though a flicker of doubt remains. We need to bitch slap her again. I'll try to break this. It's the tougher option, but yeah, this is hopeless. Success! And we got our stat pools back, excellent. Another blow and the hairline fissure becomes large cracks. Reaching your fingers into the thin gaps, the glass is cool to the touch. You brace a foot on the stone curb and pull back. With a sharp snap, the small piece of the crystal tears open. A blue pearl lies embedded into the ground beneath it. The energy from the pearl presses against your mind, aching to escape.
I'm going.
Crush the pearl, release the energy. Your boot compresses the pearl until it bursts with a liquid pop. A wave of cool light flows out of in all directions. For a moment your senses heighten, sounds clear, vision sharper, beyond anything you've experienced before. Immediately the others are freed from their illusion and begin to fade, their consciousness disappearing elsewhere into the labyrinth. All except for Raima, who seems to recognize you as her mind clears.
Never felt better than I do right now.
Yay! We'll recover some strength, definitely. I don't think we need...
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
more underness. There's 2 thingamajigs this time at least.
On it.
The agents of the coward, sire. Hold the line. Remember the nanospace and avoid the pylons. Defeat or freeze incapacitate. Okay, let's look at our options.
Of course.
This strange machine vibrates, humming almost below the register you can hear. Every few seconds, the air around it ripples and an arc of energy spits across the space between this pylon and the enormous tower nearby. A small control panel glows in the side of the machine. Activated? The controls are not hard to figure out. Within moments, the air around the pylon begins to ripple. An arc of energy connects it to the other machines nearby. The machine's humming increases. As you step away from the controls, the pylon's power begins to fade. Enough you turn to activate it, slowly turning back by itself. It's only a matter of time before the pylon's power is down again. So they need to be activated very close to each other, time-wise.
That's the stuff.
I'm fine. I can... No. I'm not fine.
All right. All right.
Air around the pylon ripples, arc of energy connects to the machine again. With all three pylons activated, the massive tower pounds the air. Every cast-off caught within the web of its energy, those still under the labyrinth's illusion suddenly freeze in place.
Ready to take on the world.
Done.
Might have been able to talk with her, but yeah. Okay.
That's what I needed.
Sure you did. I actually take control of you.
All right.
Apparently not, for some reason. Well, I'd really like to kill, but fuck you, game. Sober Posh. We have the reconcilable truth, surrender, and I won't have to destroy you.
This isn't the endless battle, brother. Just an illusion. There's nothing beyond that door but the first. I will get to her.
They're the leaders. Defeat the Chalcedon and Hajreken, or find a way to open the cave door.
That's what I'm here
I
for.
can probably... No, we can't talk to them, not this time. Glowing petroglyphs portray the myth of the endless battle from the local population's perspective. Two gods meet in battle, laying waste to the nearby villages without any sign of the tyrant's notice. Hyberg could probably... yeah, probably a lot of things. I don't want to get involved in the fighting if I don't have to, but I think I have to. I can still probably tank them for a turn without taking their attention fully. They're doing resistance damage. I mean, they attack against resistance rather.
Let's go.
Need to see my options.
Never
Can't
felt
interact
better than I
with this
do
yet.
right now.
Strips of citrine light under the transparent casing crisscross the rough-hewn stone door in front of you. They meet in the center, their energy flows merging, binding the door shut tight. Requires smashing and quick fingers. Tear off the strong glass panels covering the yellow light. I wish I would know what type of a challenge it is. Smashing is usually strength, but quick fingers would be probably strength. Tearing off panels. Makina, you are in terrible danger to just rush in there. Going stealth. I'm going to leave them here wondering where we are.
Alright.
Hopefully they'll focus on each other. Of course they don't. Yeah, fuck you people.
I'm faltering. I'm hurt.
We totally hate each other, but actually not that much. Raima is aiding us. Well, sort of aiding us. think I need to heal.
Thanks for that. Now let's get moving.
I'll try the strength challenge even though it's unlikely. Yeah. I can.
Absolutely. It's all in the flick of the wrist. Of course.
Wriggling your finger under the edge of the stroke glass, you manage to yank the covering free of the door. As soon as it is disconnected, the nearby unbreakable material crumbles to dust. The stream of flaxen light continues flowing, unbroken, holding the door closed. Searing heat emanates from the exposed beam. You might as well look what the next challenge is. Endurance concentration. Hold your hand into the exposed light to try to disrupt it. Ooh, figure out another way. That's intelligence safe check. We're basically safe. Matkina, only thing you need to do is not get horribly murdered. We might have to rush in there though, so I need to get closer to the action.
Consider it done.
Why do you hate me? I was about to say why do they hate me before. Now everyone else, no one is attacking me. Rin might have a decent chance of success too. She has the necessary skills. Also fairly smart. The beam is too powerful to disrupt without doing great damage. However, it has no apparent source. Somehow, the beam is feeding upon itself. Rather than disrupt it, you deflect part of it away with a piece of metal. Smaller beam shoots up into the sky and gradually the beam loses power. The energy sputters and flares and dies. Underneath is a heavy but crude mechanical lock. What do we need for that? Big fingers and perception. She would be good for that. Doesn't particularly matter though. High beer. The high beer doesn't really need to do anything other than survive.
Yes.
You deftly lift the pins inside the cast iron lock. There is a satisfying click and the doors open of their own accord.
Go.
Party scattered. I thought as much. Kina absolutely needs to hold her ass here. Okay, Patrick got in. I'm not sure if there's any real harm in that though. He wants to protect the first. Actually, she's not even here. These mushrooms are reacting to the pulses of the rings. A sharp citrus scent fills the air each time their spores burst forth. Okay, the first one and the changing god.
Done.
You have walked into the middle of an argument. Neither of the speakers acknowledges your presence. Their concentration is fully engaged with each other. One of them looks like Andranus, cast up from Milandes, but he carries himself very differently. Confident, haughty. This must be Andranus before he was cast off. The other is the first cast off, as you saw her in the Memovira's fortress, but noticeably less scarred and beaten. Younger version. No, Maralel. I gave you my reasons, and I have had enough of explaining myself to you.
I've aided in your researches, uncovered secrets of the tides you never knew, would never have figured out on your own. I'm twice the thinker you...
You are an accident. I won't deny the advantages your awareness provides, but do not deign to suggest you are anything like that we are anything like equals.
I can't tell you how much pleasure it gives me to see her trapped here.
Makina.
Pity there's no other way out. We've got to help her or we'll get stuck too. Wouldn't that be ironic?
Uh, Stop arguing, this isn't real. First cast-off throws her hands in the air.
Stop arguing, this isn't real, it can't be. We were a father, you were a father to me, but I see now what you really are. You're a narcissist. You have forgotten the fear of death.
The changing god falls silent, retreating deep into a reflective stillness. At last he says, I haven't forgotten the fear of death. I live with it every day, with the reminder of what it has taken from me. Don't you realize that everything I do is in service of gaining it back? It's not just for me. What do you think you are to me anyway?
We're your children, all of us, and we're looking to you for guidance and help. We want to be your allies, but you keep setting us aside, and now you're withholding something that could save our lives.
Now you're speaking for the rest of them, eh? Making yourself first among equals? Well, I have said this before, but apparently it wasn't clear to you, so I will clarify, and you can relay these words to the others. His voice is as cold as a dead star. I have but one daughter. You are not she. Yeah, that's definitely the ghostly woman. Say nothing. You are a part of me that's forgotten itself. You'll see. When I gather you back, all of you, and restore my daughter, then everything will be clear. You will have that new body, mine. But right now, Maralel, you're interrupting me. You're distracting me from my work.
They call you a god, but your divinity is a joke. You lied to me. You never intended to get me a new body, did you? You were going to let me help you as long as you needed, and then you were going to cast me aside, just like you cast aside my body when you were done with it. And for what?
Yeah, you have a daughter?
You have a daughter, right here. The one you're talking about has been dead for centuries, but I'm flesh and blood. I'm alive and begging for your help to stay that way.
The look of empathy and compassion has disappeared from the changing god's face. You are not my daughter. You are a creation. You're a shell. Do you feel shame when you discard your old clothes? Do you feel pity when a doll burns? He points at her face. I feel as much connection to you as I do to that mask. I don't hate you, Marilyn. I don't despise you, but you need to look at this from my perspective. All of this equipment, all of the castles, they're all just byproducts of what I began long ago. I must finish what I started. How?
How will you finish what you started? The sorrow haunts us because of what you've done.
I know that. Gods. He rubs his fingers angrily over his head. The sorrow is an unfortunate byproduct of my work. You know that. So my solution is simple. I'm going to find a way to bring you all back into myself. My mind will be whole again, and whatever evil the sorrow thinks I've done will be put to rest. It will leave us alone forever.
Not us. You. If you suck us into your head, we will no longer exist.
She shakes her head.
I won't let you. We will find another way.
The changing god laughs, not scornfully, but as if she said something genuinely hilarious. How? How will you find a solution that has eluded me? By definition, you cannot. Hmm. I don't care what you think. This life is mine. I will choose how to live it.
I don't care what you think, she says with conviction. This life is mine, and I will choose how to live it.
As soon as she speaks the word, something snaps in the air.
I'm ready to pick my path.
She blinks several times, her eyes suddenly clear. The illusion is shattered. She startles and gapes at you. The changing god's avatar dissolves into dust and memory, as if it had never existed at all. A portal opens where he stood, beckoning you further into the labyrinth. Its grasp is undeniable. The first cast-off crosses her arms and regards you quietly for a moment.
Why did you choose to save me from that?
I said what I thought was true.
Is that so? Doesn't matter. Nothing has changed.
Then she turns abruptly and strides to the portal. Without turning around, she says,
Thank you.
in a brief flicker of light, she's gone. Everyone levels up. Excellent. Could you... Ability or skill? Probably stats pools at this point. She's either speed or intellect. Preferably a bit of both. Yeah, I'm not sure where the stats pools. It seems like it's the only area where we can really make a difference now. She's very good at speed and intellect. She needs nothing there. But that's the only thing we can give her. Extra effort, maybe. I would take more strength at this point over anything else. But can't take that one. Oh, two new abilities. Tier 6. Uh, Scatter, Bomb, and Charm. Automatically succeed on the next Persuasion, Deception, or Intimidation task. Attack all enemies in range, dealing 4 energy damage, and enemies with negative petals that you hit are also pushed away for. Yeah, what the fuck am I going to do with this? Hmm, charm maybe? Scan thoughts? I don't think I need charm in any way. I don't think I really need any of this. I'll take these passive abilities. Scanning array. It's a minor bonus in something that never is gonna matter anymore, but I'll still take it. Uh, Scan thoughts? I don't want to take it. If I wanted to take that, I would have taken it at the start of the game. Do we still need to fight? Probably some kind of a boss fight? But the game has allowed us to at least focus on doing things rather than killing things, so I'm sort of skeptical about that too. Maybe the quantum step might be better. Basically, ability to move people around. Yeah. Considering how these fights go, I think that might be actually more useful. And another level up. In uh, Increased stats pools. Strength. We're the strength guy apparently. Who would have guessed? I don't need 6 points. Yeah, I think it's good enough. If we have to go into a crisis, we can just restore our stats on our own. Ooh. Something new. Looks familiar. Looks more like the first area we ever started the game from. Someone in a chamber, probably the ghostly woman. The
One
thingamajig
moment,
here.
and it's done.
The dominating image on this panel is a map of the room, 5 platforms in a circle around the central platform. It looks like controls to raise the floors, connecting the various platforms. Deep cracks radiate out from 3 different places, as though someone had smashed the panel in a hurried rage. Controls are unresponsive. And yet you feel something. The floors are like those in the deep fathom, where you first awoke after your fatal fall. Platforms, as well as this control panel, are mental constructs like everything else here. They should respond to your will if you just exert it. Focus your will on the control panel. The tides surround you, swirling through the entirety of this place. You exert your will, pushing power through these channels and into the control panel. Even as you watch, the glass reshapes itself, the cracks healing as though they were never there. With a hum and a chitter, the controls come to life. The platform you are standing on pulses with an orange glow, showing the floors in their current state. Touching the platform on the screen should shift the floors. Um, This is a puzzle. A familiar voice echoes from the depths below. You are still here then. I had hoped the labyrinth would trap your mind as well. Apparently I made your body too well. You're too late though. Even if you repaired the entire fathom, I am at the labyrinth's final defenses. By the time you reach me, I'll have broken through the door. Go ahead and solve your puzzles. It won't matter. In a little while, you'll be nothing more than a whiff of nostalgia in my mind.
All
I'll
right.
take his word for it. Connect to the platform to your left. A hum and a rattle pylons. Okay. What exactly? Am I supposed to just use all of them, or
Don't mind
is there a
if I do.
pattern, or The map on this control panel is fully functional. The platform you are standing on pulses with an orange glow, showing the floors in their current state. Touching the platform on the screen should shift the floors. There's an extra image here that was not visible on the other panels. A human figure in dotted outline. It flickers erratically as though something were wrong with it. Uh, Human figure. As you place your hand on it, something activates within the panel. Not just this panel, but every panel in the room. The circular stations on every platform glow, and the image on the human figure begins pulsing regularly, as though waiting for input. Doesn't seem like I can do all that much. Something rumbles from the depths beneath you. You feel a blast of wind and then nothing.
Coming.
Yeah, I don't really get what we're supposed to do here. Activated something. Ah. So, doesn't want us to connecting there. Tidal energy from the portal blasts the floors back into the depths. You are able to reconnect them to the platform across the fathom, but not the exit. You'll have to find another way to reach it.
Go.
Um, I don't understand. So we need to basically go from here to there. How do we do that? We've already done this. It's always in the wrong place,
For
basically.
you? Anything.
Tiny needles puncture your fingers. There's a flash from the circular synth plate next to the panel, and a finger-long blade in its center starts spinning and humming around its axis. As it spins, it projects a three-dimensional image very similar to yours. Your own body flickers in and out of a phase. And the blade spins faster and brighter. Your body flickering accelerates until finally the blade dissolves, and standing on the platform is a fully grown human that looks remarkably like you. Ah, so we need to create some kind of bullshit out of here to use this. The figure before you looks exactly like you, but a woman instead of a man. She doesn't bear your scars, but otherwise her face is like a mirror.
Hello, you must be me.
Uh, who are you?
Well, I'm a short-lived version of you. Basically, our creator used these cloning stations to rapidly prototype different body types and features before deciding on a final shell for his consciousness. These look different from the controls I remember. It looks like I'm stuck on the most recent settings.
She flashes you a smile.
Not that that's a bad thing, of course. I'm sure you won't mind.
Um, how long do you last?
Only a few minutes, give or take. It's not so bad. It doesn't hurt. At least I don't remember it hurting.
Uh, right. Very well.
Alright, here we go.
The Hammond rattled until the creature was destroyed.
Alright, here we go.
So,
All right.
Trust and honesty are our bonds.
more or less we want to be there while someone else presses this. But is it?
Ready.
Um, okay, could you actually do something for me? Could you perform a task for me, like walk to that other station and tug on the floors? Um, okay, I need to do
All
this the other
right.
way around then. Use it from here. Maybe? Possibly?
Of course.
You fucker.
Anything.
You just died.
All right.
Good idea.
It's a stasis chamber, exactly like the one from the ghostly woman's memories. There are no controls on it anywhere, nothing that could help you raise the floors to reach the depths of the labyrinth. The woman lies inside, clearly visible through the shimmering energy field, and looking as though she were asleep. Her features are exactly those of the ghostly woman. Something disturbs the air next to you. The ghostly woman's face begins to appear as though your thoughts summoned her.
You did summon me,
She says, intuiting your thoughts.
I can discern your memories more clearly than the others, even more clearly than my own.
He looks sadly down into the chamber.
But I remember now. This is who I was, the daughter of the changing god. He was the father who tried to save me after the siege of the Tabad. He discovered how to transfer consciousness, my consciousness, into a new body, hoping it would save me, but it didn't. My sickness followed me in my mind, so he put me in there. He tried to find a cure for me, and when that failed, he tried to bring me back from death itself. He thought I was unconscious in there, but I remember. The memories are fragmented, but they're there. I was aware of everything, and with so many new memories flooding my mind, I'm able to fill in the gaps I didn't know.
Does this mean you are a cast-off? Her eyebrows scrunch together, then she shakes her head.
I don't think so. I had my own consciousness, like my father does. This is who I was. Now I'm probably just a memory, stored forever in the labyrinth.
How often has he tried to bring you back?
Considering he had centuries to do it, Not very often. A lot at first, then only when he remembered or had some new idea. He used the probability engines underneath Sega's cliffs to birth women with my personality. He tried to use Heaven's Rejoinder, his means for turning back defeats in the endless battle. Once he tried to kidnap a version of me from an alternate reality, but she died in a tragic accident. He never tried that again.
How much do you remember about being in the tank?
I can't tell you in time measurements. I only know I was in the tank until the sorrow attacked us. My father fled, saving himself.
He laughs once, but there is no humor in it.
Maybe he figured he could bring me back even without my body. It's the kind of thing he would assume. Maybe he didn't care.
Yeah, I think he cares. I mean, that's the entire reason he started this entire crap. Uh, does that mean this fathom is constructed from your memories? She looks around her, taking it all in for the first time.
I don't recognize... Now, wait. Yes, it's all twisted and disordered. Like in a nightmare, but yes, I think these are my memories.
I need to get to that portal. Can you build me a path?
I think I'm ready to try something
He
new.
looks you directly in the eyes, strong and certain.
Yes, I can. Go. Stop him. These aren't more lives than anyone can count.
If you have the power to heal the floors, would you have the power to heal me as well?
While you're in this place? Yes, I think I might.
You feel nothing more than a tingle as she places her hands on your shoulder. Then an immense weight of tranquility fills your body and mind.
Good. Good.
Oh, we've recovered fully. Stat pulls and everything. Yeah, this smells like a final confrontation. Everything is we're at full capacity and everything has been done. Edge or effort. Uh, ability or skill. Not even remotely interested. Concentration, not that useful. Endurance, even. Yeah, I'll actually take endurance because if we have to fight, Hyber is pretty much the center of all our defensive efforts. He's the only one who can tank.
Yes. Now.
This is the beginning chamber of the game. I'm sure of it.
Making a note.
Yeah, that's the mirror. Right to exist. This massive door leads to the resonance, but it is barred by a sturdy brass gate.
I'm going.
Countless scratches, countless scratches and wounds mar the surface of this door. Someone made a great effort to get inside, but no avail. As you approach, however, the bars on the door shudder and bend. The ones need to let you in. What's the other one?
I'm going.
Maybe we need to have some caution with this. Light around the room frame dims and flares like a roaring fire in a high wind. Yeah, I don't know if it matters. The door doesn't open at your touch. Instead, you are drawn into the door itself. Okay. So, crap. World revolves far below you, a sunset in scarlet flaring on the horizon. To the east, deep indigo shadows fall, painting the planet with darkness. The faintest shimmer of a forced scream distorts your vision, and the exhalation of the station pushes warm, moist air across your skin. With a shock, you realize that the view before you is almost identical to the world you saw as you fell to the earth, just slightly higher. You hold an intricately filigreed metal staff, its carvings slither under your fingers as if it were alive. You are in a great hall that is more like an organic space than a constructed room. Machinery literally sprouts from the floors and walls, with no sign of where the synthetic metal gives way to the substrata from which it has grown. Though humid, the halls feel clean and fresh, healthy and vibrant, full of promise. A holographic map of the moon hovers at the back wall, near a small glowing pod. A voice speaks, as if from the air itself.
Are you certain this procedure will give you final control over over all the cast-offs? If you're mistaken, the chamber may fail, or worse, detonate with you inside.
The voice is familiar, but you can't quite put your finger on its identity. Where are you?
By your side as usual, watching, monitoring. The resonance chamber is ready in Sagas. We just need to make sure this body will work as a catalyst. If something happens down there, I'll signal you to move to the next vessel, and if you don't get out in time, well, you've got me. Let's hear it for let's hear it for redundancy. For now, just settle in the pod and we'll make sure this body will work for us.
You pinpointed the source of the voice. It's coming from the staff in your hands. You see a glowing ghostly human inside the head of the staff, and then it all falls into place. The voice is familiar because the image is familiar. The ghostly blue-limbed figure is the spectre. Okay, remember how the staff works. You study the staff and it feels like coming home. It is a familiar friend, a comforting ally. It is the cornerstone of to this moon, a key to every lock. You know that it copies your mind weekly, serving as a failsafe and a familiar, a consciousness that is your natural ally. When it speaks with the spectre's voice, and when it must manifest, it can create a ghostly image of the changing god's original body. Holding it, you feel safe, in control. Remind me how the process works. We're going to run the final assessment on this body, complete scans, review, title adjustment if necessary. We'll verify that all of the parameters are within tolerance, settle into the pod, and I'll take care of the rest. Um, Step into the glowing pod. We might as well try to reenact the situation. I mean, my own life would be tied to this, so why would I want to change this? This is more, I think, an explanation of what actually happened. You glance around the great hall one last time, your gaze lingering on the map of the station, and walk to a small chamber near a vast hallway. A deactivated construct stands nearby in a state of partial disassembly, its hand thrust out as if in offering. Near the large control panel outside, a column of spongy scarlet discs hovers silently, reminding you of nothing so much as a giant blood platelets or congealing scabs. You take a deep breath and step into the pod. The staff in your hand vibrates slightly, and you feel yourself bathed in energies. Remain calm. This is all well within normal parameters. Minor explosion that follows surely is not. Sudden klaxons blare. The nearby platelets vibrate furiously, and the deactivated construct's arm begins to spark and flare. Get out. The sorrow is going to destroy you. Your nemesis manifests in the great hall. Its form is tenuous, wispy, as it congeals. It gains solidity in fits and starts. The moon's internal defenses are slowing it, but they will not be enough to keep it out. As you watch, the sorrow shrugs itself past another line of defenses, jerking itself toward a more terrible reality. Its focus snaps toward you. It coils and writhes, desperate to wipe you from existence. Get to another body. We can always make a new catalyst. Go. Uh, how do I flee? Do we have anything that can stop? Probably not. Study the map to find a way to the escape pod. Try to pull off one of the vibrating platelets. Examine the construct. No, yeah. Study the map. Find a way to the escape pods. It's a multi-level projection. Its orientation and layout is prepared in a way that is naturally pleasing to your eye, and you trace the route to the nearby escape cocoon without difficulty. You'll have to remember the layout of the halls, but the map is clear enough that you think you can remember the route. How do I flee the body? I don't actually know. Examine the construct. The construct itself is beyond repair, but a quick study reveals that each of the construct's limbs were designed for independent power. So even though most of the construct is quiescent, its spiked powered hand is not. Working quickly, you detach it from the construct's frame. It will be a suitable gauntlet. The powers that course through it might serve to delay the sorrow's advance. Try to pull off one of the vibrating platelets. So it's a shield. To take hold of one of the discs, your fingers sink into its spongy material, and with a slight twist of your wrist, you detach it from the column of energy that holds it. It hums and cycles in a pitch that makes your eyes shudder. With each cycle, the disc shifts your vision, changing the colors you perceive. The tides churn with you as you hold it. It may have some effect on the sorrow. You feel the moon shudder, then you feel it tear. The alarms in the great hall have begun to strobe. The lights flicker. Moon's moist air suddenly shrieks past you. The sorrow has breached its walls. The hallway branches, with countless offshoots piercing the winding passage of the moon. You know that your escape lies down one of those routes. Your study of the map puts you in a good stead here. You count down the passages, and every landmark that you expect arrives when you expect it. As you race through the halls, you see a small slot in the wall. It holds a firm green gel that you know contains some kind of memory. Try to figure out how the green memory gel works. Okay. You press your forehead to the gel. It soaks into your skin, leaving behind a dry viridian paste. You are constructing the staff you hold. The spectre speaks over your shoulder. This is strange, isn't it? Knowing that I'm watching you make my home, that I'm going to be updated in a week with your experiences, that my consciousness will fill this mood, and thus so will you in an unbroken indefinite chain. You say, I don't hold any illusions about the sanctity of consciousness, but then you know that already. This conversation is turning us into a solipsist. We've been called worse. Keep running. You pound into the bay, the doors shutting behind you. Your breath comes hot in your chest. You double over to catch your breath. Several cocoons are arrayed along the outer wall. You'll need to activate one, and it will spin its webbing around you. The smart membrane is top, heat resistant, and it will transfer the entirety of the kinetic force away from you at the moment of impact. You see an injection of some sort, but it's crossed the bay. You might not have time to reach it. The sorrow tears apart the wall in a fury of light and tidal energy. The flickering energies inside its could betray no emotion except hunger. It is inexorable. The most you can hope to do is slow it. Use the cog gauntlet. You slip the gauntlet over your hand and hold it out in a warding gesture. The energy that blasts from it tears the sorrow apart, decohering it utterly, stripping your foe to its component filaments. I honestly didn't think that would work, mutters the spectre. Silence reigns in the bay for a moment, and then the sorrow manifests again, threads of acid smoke weaving themselves together. Guess not. You only have one defense left. You hardly trust it will be enough to get you to the cocoon of this doomed moon. Better run straight for the only hope of escape. Use the injection. Well, I don't know what the injection is, so I'm not gonna do that. Just go for the escape pod. You slip into the cocoon, activate the ejection sequence and trigger it. The membrane embraces you, forcing you to drop the staff, and begins to slide free of the killing ground of the moon. And then your tattoo blazes, as if it's tearing open, an onslaught of the tides, all in blue and silver, a stream of information too fast and too large to process. A mighty blast buffets the cocoon, and you feel one of the sorrow's inky tendrils caress your cheek and burn into your mind, searing away knowledge and memories even as you tumble toward the earth. Amidst unspeakable pain, you feel something new forming within you, but you lose consciousness before you can identify what it is.
I'm ready to learn something new.
So, how I was born.
On it.
Door seems to be unlocking. I'm thinking of leaving things here because I'm fairly sure this is another one of those adventures, and after that, whatever comes to end this game comes. And I don't want to feel like I have to hurry with that. Another level up. Do we need this? Not really. Do I need ability or skill? Certainly not ability. Maybe persuasion. Maybe deception. Only 15 points though. 15%. Single point is... I think extra effort would be more useful here. Because it's 20%. And we have the points to actually take advantage of that. So yeah. One more text adventure and the end. Presumably the end. I can't see how they could possibly continue after this. We'll have to make our choice. Whatever that choice happens to be.